too much.
Yeah. Right, we're down.
We can hate you, Colonel. Don't worry about that.
Hey?
Try that again. Right, we're down in Cornwall and we're heading towards Predannack Airfield. And we've got Simon, yeah, but we got a new one. We got Colonel.
Hi, folks.
Colonel. And we got
Hello.
whatever he's now called of Cornwall. Formerly Deadlights. Oh right, I'll get used to that one day.
Deadlights.
Yeah, you know, abandoned adventures
Formerly Ghost Adventures to Cornwall.
of Deadlights. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt said, "Don't change it. You'll
Yeah.
lose subs." And what happened?
Don't fucking change it, and he did.
I fucking lost subs.
He lost subs. Yeah.
So yeah, sub me back, or I'll send Taffy round your house to nick your tyres.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he must be thinking of like breaching out now, so he doesn't want to be like fixed to just Cornwall. So he don't want to call himself just Cornwall. So Deadlights. So why didn't you just become Ghost Adventures?
Because that's why I wanted to get rid of it.
So you could be urbex as well now. You could be urbex as
That's
Deadlights. Right, okay. Anyway, folks, you heard it here first. So it's bloody windy. You probably didn't hear any of it because it's really windy today. But anyway, if you didn't hear it, you got it because you didn't hear it. And if you did hear it, then join us, shall you? Yeah. So here we are, folks. It says caution, access only for urbexers that know what they're doing.
I'm special needs. They're just taking.
Yeah. Oh, right. So we can just about see the end of the runway there. So yeah, it's so windy, folks. I don't know whether you're going to really hear what I'm saying, but there we are. Bloody hell. Yeah, we put music on this to piss you off, folks. We're going to put music all over this because it is blowing a hoolie up, yeah.
I'll sing for you, Matt.
Yeah. No, I don't want Lepetamine, mate. No. Wonder if he knew what I meant then, but he probably did. God, he's a windy bastard. Almost feels like he'd take the heat off you, a bit like that day we went to oh, what's that bloody place? Not Dungeness, Foulness Island. That was a bastard, that was. Yeah. I never pressed flip, you bastard. What's it doing? Tilt locked. There we are. Yeah.
The aircraft that they use for burning.
Yeah. Right. Ooh, I know, it's a bastard, isn't it? Just whip the fucking heat off you, this bloody wind. Ooh-wee. The reason there's the sea out there, look. What's that going past? It's like it's a big old ship, isn't it? Yeah, old ship. Oh well, I guess it is the sea, so what can you do? There's a little bunker building up there. Right.
I've never ventured down that way. The thing is, the air traffic control is basically behind this bush here.
Yeah.
So you've got to try and keep away from that.
Because they can see you. Are they, what are they doing up there then?
I don't think they're doing a great deal here. Just use it as a sounding station for RNAS Culdrose.
Right.
They do like practice landing and taking off and stuff like that.
Ah, right, okay.
There's a strong chance that there's nobody here today.
Right, okay.
Should be alright.
Well, if you heard any of that, folks, great. I'll decipher it for you otherwise. God, those aircraft are a long way away. Ooh. Oh, there's the control tower.
Happens to be looking this way right now. Oh yeah, because that's the control tower right there.
Yep. It's not exactly high security, is it? Just like a bit of bloody farmer's gate telling you to keep off. So that's RAF Culdrose over there in the distance. Is that an actual farmhouse over there?
Yeah, it's called it's the Windmill or something like that, formerly known as.
Right, is it abandoned?
I don't think it's abandoned. No, I think
No.
it's owned by the Trust again.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's abandoned.
The Nazis, yeah.
Well, the house on the left, that's occupied, but the bit there, that
Yeah.
possibly is abandoned.
Right, okay. So National Trust apparently own stuff here, so they just like keep off everything because the animals, because history. But it's all right for us to set up a cafe and then everyone can pull up in their cars and then pay, but not if we're not here charging you money. You can't come near it. Are those satellite dishes on Culdrose, or are they? Is that Goonhilly?
It's going to be over there.
Oh, that's Goonhilly, right. So there we are, folks. That's Goonhilly, and that's Culdrose. So, yeah. Wow.
Here comes the big sign. Big boat.
Yeah.
At some stage, very soon.
Bloody hell, folks. I think I got a bit of a cold on, so I'm being a bit of a So we've got the X marked on the runway, and an X on a runway means not in use, do not land. So there it is, folks, runway. There's the sea. So they're coming in over the sea if they're coming in. There's no lights, no runway approach lights, so they must have been taken down years ago, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Here comes the exciting part.
Yes, the planes. Le plane, le plane. What's that from, folks? Ooh. It's amazing. It's a sunny day, but this bloody wind, it can chill you. Yeah. Ghost Adventures of Deadlights. Yeah.
Wind's killer, isn't it?
Yeah. God. When we're all dressed sort of like, you know, stop the Stop the wind getting us. I think Mark's probably, you know, he's got shorts on. He's sensible. He's got 2 coats on.
2 coats.
Yeah.
I robbed this one from Asda.
Yeah, fair show. Fair show. Best things in life are free, mate.
See airplanes.
Sea Kings.
Yeah. Seeking and you shall finding.
But if you're local, you find this.
Wow. It's the RNAS Culdrose. The RNAS Culdrose. Oh look, little track up there. It says no access to unauthorized secret vault. So, but I'm authorized because I literally this morning said that I have authority, so I can come in now. Yeah. I think that's what fell off.
It fell off, definitely.
That was why it fell over.
I think there's one missing actually.
Hmm. Yeah. It's alright for your electric scooter, you know. Be okay. There you go, folks. It's got a part number on it as well. WD01-88-01709. Look, and whatever that is.
You would expect that being an aircraft part to be light, wouldn't you? I wonder if there's a bit of weight in that.
Oh Christ, no. No, that's designed.
Yeah.
That is designed to take a massive impact. Yeah.
First, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Be alright on a scooter, that.
Look what it is. It's from that was there. Yeah. It's going straight over, yeah. Just consider there's never one in the book. Did you know, right? These helicopters, the bottom were designed like that, so if in an emergency, it actually floats.
Yep.
I don't know what's in there. It might find the ladder.
Oh, don't.
There might be marked, but
What? Hey,
I'm not saying there is.
I don't do adders.
Yeah, it'll be alright. It'll be alright. What are we going to do?
I didn't think they came out this moment.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's a bit chilly for others.
Not as much wiring as I thought there would be. Be a lot more than that. Yeah. The MOD takes no responsibility for injuries sustained on aircraft. God, this stuff is shit. This stuff is shit to walk on. Yeah. Anyway, there we are. Look, folks. It's amazing. Don't need to go in there. Just climbing here would be easier. Climb in the front. Say frigging about in this gorse crap. Oh, do we need to? I know, it's got in my foot now as well. It's got in my bloody boot. Tons of it. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, Google photos of insides of Sea Kings, right? And then insert that into my video in your brain at this point now. Right? Thank you for saving me time. Oh, gorse. Oh no! That's what happened to me the other night. Is I fell over like that, and I just nearly fell over in bloody stupid bush bollocks.
Yeah,
Well, there we go, folks. It is in my boots now, just from that little expedition. I've now got little thorny bits of shit now that are going to like plague me for the rest of the trip. And that's Jordan Jordan's friggin' cold. He's giving me his cold. That's all he gave me though. Don't give me nothing else. Not that I asked. Anyway, you didn't need to know that. I wasn't here. Edit that out. Maybe not. That is a lynx. Yeah. That's a Westland lynx. Christ, that's fallen over as well. Ow, 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 ow. It's in my boots now. It's in my fucking boots. Fucking boots. Relax. Right, stop filming. Take the shoes off. Shit. That's a footstep to climb up to look at the engines. Engine. Oh right, so I'm gonna sit down and get the shit out of my boots. It's quite nice. I've never been in a lynx before. Wow, there we are. So I'll see you in a sec, folks. Right then, folks. A lynx. A lynx. Don't know what this is. Is that a vent? It's like a vent of some description. Vent. Imperial threads. What the? Look, it used to have a locking mechanism. Handhold. Look, put your hand in up there. Handhold, but it's all. Oh, that's a bit better. So you can handhold. Get your foot up on there. Yourself in. Oh. Lift yourself in. Oh, look, pedal forward aft. So what's that then? What's that for? That's the control lever. Look, that's where you control the beast. And this would be the collective by here on the inside. So you'd be pulling up and down there, and the lever would probably come into this section here. So and it would probably be pulling up and down on this control here, which is the collective. So the collective is what changes the pitch of the blades. So the blades spin around, you rev it up here, rev, and you get the blades to a certain speed, but they're still flat. And then as you pull up, the blades bite. They start to push air then. And then once you get hovering, this thing called a cyclic, you push forward to go forwards, back to go back, which tilts the nose. It tilts the nose in the direction. So if you push forward, your nose goes forward. If you pull back, the nose comes back. If you push to the left, the aircraft will tilt to the left. Push to the right, the aircraft will tilt to the right. So it basically balances the way you push. And the rudder pedals there, push the left one, your nose comes around to the left. Push the right one, your nose comes around to the right. So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act between those, that, and that. And every movement you make affects the rest. So if you pull that up, as you pull up, I think it wants to go left. I'm not sure though, don't quote me on this, but it depends on the way that, if it's clockwise or anti-clockwise spin on the propeller. But as you pull the collective up and you put pitch on, it'll want to go left. So as you do that, you've got to put more right foot in to balance it. And as you put more right foot in, it'll affect that. So then you have to balance that. And as you put that in, it'll affect your cyclic. If you push forward, it'll affect the balance. Everything affects everything else. So it's all getting used to sort of the movements, and you got to get fluid. Yeah,
I've seen the video.
I've pissed myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have the police behind you?
They were out there looking at us. But they were behind us. They were, and they were flying behind us to watch what we were doing. You know, make sure we didn't go in and have the Bilderbergers, the New World Order, like, you know. So yeah, it's good fun. Good fun. So this is the brake. I think this is the brake. This thing here. I think you pull that down. It's like the there's a piston there. Look, for the hydraulics, and you'll pull that down like that, and it'll basically apply a brake, so it'll slow the rotors down faster. You know, and then when you want to go like that. I think there's probably a second position where you have to push it in, go up to a second position.
So yeah. These would have had 2 generators, yeah?
2 engines, jet engines, yeah. Yeah. So fuses for everything. Yeah.
Wow.
So quite a lot left in here, really, isn't there? Wiring and stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the storm has done all the damage.
Electrics, avionics, hydraulic connectors, but mostly sensors and electrics. Mostly sensor stuff. You've got a lot of connectors. Whoa. So you got tie downs, so you can tie stuff in here, and a lot of connectors like that with hundreds of pins, you know, hundreds and hundreds, and they connect into things like that. Hundreds of pins again.
Do you think it's brass or gold?
Could be gold. Could be gold coated because you know, you don't want any fuck-ups when you're flying.
Yeah.
Copper does oxidize, so you know, you gotta. Yeah, what have we got here then? This is air things. Look, so that's the air. So you can pull the vents around. They've since seized up a bit, but you can.
That reminds me of those funkers, those fish eyes.
Yeah. Passenger intercom, normal and emergency, and a volume control. That's pretty mad. Wow. Look, that's where you plug into. You plug your headset into that, and when it's not in use, you stow it back up there. But you pull that down like that, and you plug your headset into it, and then you can hear. Yeah. So there's one for all the people in here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 intercom positions, 10 headsets that can speak. And if I would imagine if it's in the normal position, it means the pilot can block out so you can speak to each other in the back. Yeah. You know, but it doesn't get into and interfere with him. But in an emergency, you can flick that switch forward to emergency, which means you force your sound into the front. So you can say, "Captain, Captain," and you can tell him something he needs to know. You know, so that's what that is. And you could stand on this and hand hold. Let's have a little go then. You've got a footstep in there, look. Footstep. Foot. No, it won't come out, look, it's bloody seized up. Yeah, folds down, but... So, footstep. Footstep. Here, this is jet engine. This is where the turbines would live. So turbines would be here. They're quite simplistic in many ways. There's not too much to a turbine. You just have to make sure it's going to turn. You just have to make sure there's no pipes off it. But they're fairly simplistic. And of course you've got two in case it fails. And then the power from the turbines would be going into these things here. So the power would go into the turbine there and go into there. So if one turbine stops, you still got the other one, and then that would all be mixed. The power from both turbines would be mixed in. So yeah, good shit. Not bad. That'll be your fuel intake, probably. What's this then? Cock position. So, like, you know, screw it on. Then that would probably release once you've got it screwed on and you press the button. It'd probably like open the shutter so that the fuel can go in. So you have to connect your ground earth here from the refueling thing, so in case there's any sparks, because you don't want to ignite the fuel. But it's not that easy to ignite jet fuel, even though it like sounds impressive, doesn't it? Jets, yeah, it's basically diesel, and as anyone will know, diesel is quite hard to sort of set on fire. So, but you'd still put the static earth in there to the vehicle that's doing the filling up. I wonder what that is. That's interesting. I don't know. Imperial, it says there. Imperial. I think that would have been a camera mount, yeah. So there would have been a camera plugged in there. And this is a pitot. This is some sort of pitot, or it might be a transmitter pod. It hasn't got any... It's probably a transmitter of some description then. And probably this as well. And this, they're sort of, you know, these are for sensors. sensor stuff. Yeah. Well, there we go. Now this was a manual driven. So this was the universal joint. So the power from the engine would be coming along here. It would take a right angle through there. Then there'd be another bar from there coming all the way up to here, and another bar onto there. That would then go through that into a cog, and it would come up here. And there would be a mechanism somewhere in here to pitch the blades back and forth for the tail rotor. Yeah. That's probably the mechanism for. That's the mechanism that would change the pitch of the blades. It's probably operated by how far that piston went in and out would affect which way the blades were going. So it'd sort of pull it in, push it out, but that would then be connected to a mechanism which would affect the angle of the blades. So yeah, you can see where it's connected up there. And it also connects, look, it connects to this as a an elevator as well. So it's not only connected on the top, that might be a static thing, but it looks like it's designed to be angled. So it might be independently angled, so you can angle the back thing to elevate, you know. So it means you could probably fly at some unusual attitudes. You know, if your nose was tipping forward to fly really hard, but you know you didn't want that, you could actually change the elevator at the back, and it would pull the thing straight. Even though the rotors are moving forwards, it would keep the aircraft flying straight. So you wouldn't be sort of flying like that, and everyone falling forwards in the thing. So it looks like it's an actuated elevator. This is the elevator here. So that's actuated. But is it both sides? No, it's only on one side. So you'd obviously have the blade spinning on one side and this on the other. So yeah, you'd have to be, I suppose if you apply it on one side, it's going to have a turning motion by itself, because you're applying force on one side of the aircraft. So if you apply it on one side, it's going to sort of want to turn it. So you have to counterbalance that with the cyclic and the rudder. You know, yeah. But there we are. Yeah, there's a lot to it. Yeah, and yeah, it's definitely some sort of equipment would be mounted in here. On there, would be a big rotary dome camera. Yeah, so avionics. Gravina firewire, fire detector system, fire detector. It's all fairly simplistic, isn't it? Like, you know, a few wires and a few pipes. It's not, you know, it's designed so somebody can get in here and do what they need to do. You know, it's quite spacious in the back. You know, all this sort of stuff. It might have been a lot less space in here when it was being operated, but like this, for instance. There's probably a lot of electronics in there. Could be like a radio. God knows.
Didn't swell off.
Yeah. Oh, you get to see the underneath, look. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. So, I think it's a feeder for something. It could be hydraulics. And that's that is a push pressure release, so you can release fuel or a pipe. Pipe might go on there. You have to push the pipe in and let go, and it grips the pipe. There's two of them, so it could be for two independent things. But it says torque setting here, so the torque. I would imagine this was hydraulics, and this is pressure sensors for the hydraulics. These little screw-on things here, these are like push-on, and they would go up to the cockpit probably to tell you how much fluid pressure or hydraulic pressure. Could be tank pressure, could be tanks. Might be a tank in there, maybe. Could be the tanks. But why would it say torque setting? I think, torque setting might be to tell you how much torque to put on each one of these bolts so you don't shear them off. That could be telling you. 35 Newton meters on these screws. So that's telling you how much pressure to tie the screws down, to torque the screws down with. Yeah, these look like fuel filters of some description, or it could be flow meters to tell you the fuel flow rate. Yeah, so don't know. There's another one here, refueling limited, flight refueling limited. So I think these are fuel containers. That's a central one, that's a left, that's a right. So these are different fuel compartments then. That's a choke. I believe that's called a choke, and that's to get rid of RFI interference on the radios and things. And there's another one up here, look, another choke. Yeah. Oh, the wheels turn. Oh my god. Yeah. You like spin around quite a lot. Do not paint radar. Oh. Oh, that's high voltage, danger, high voltage. So this could be for radar equipment. Yeah, wow. But you never know. It's like, might be used to something. Static, pitot-static. Static air equipment is to tell how much air pressure there is for two reasons. And it says there pitot. So the static air pressure, you have an emergency system and you have the normal system. So static air pressure would mean that if there was a blockage in your pitot tube at the front, you'd switch over to static air pressure, and it would give you your height and your speed, but it would fluctuate a lot because it's not being read from the front of the aircraft. But the pitot one, this one here, if you switch over to pitot, it takes the air pressure from the front of the aircraft, and it'll be somewhere on probably on one of these, and it points out into the airflow. So as you get pressure pushing up through the pipe, as that pressure goes in there, it's transferred down here and it goes into your speed and your height. So speed and height information. So, and you can see those are the pipes there going probably into this unit, which also electronically tells you what your speed and height are, because it feeds, it's a junction. So in addition to the mechanical ones that actually read it out mechanically, this would be reading it out electronically for other systems. So yeah, takes the air pressure in. So I'm imagining the pitot is going to be down here. There's a lot of things down here, but I'm imagining, because it looked like it was there, might have been on that side, so the pitot would be there, feeding up through the junction, and that would go all the way up. And we could follow this now. This would go all the way up and come out in the dashboard where the speed and altitude meters would be. Let's see if we can follow it through. So yeah, right. So it's come through here, you see. So you follow it through, and that is going to come to about the position there through there. So remember now, the aircraft's on its side, but we'll follow it through, and that is going to follow through to where on the dashboard the speed, your speed and your height would be, and your vertical speed indicator as well, your VSI. So let's have a look, folks. Are we correct? So can't get in there, can we? It's a bit hard to get in, but let's have a little look through here. So where's those pipes? I can see them coming through there. They've been cut, but they would have probably been around this area, and that would have been for, but you can see the pipes there, look, that's the pipes, and they would have come through into this area, which would have been your speed would have been about there, altimeter, vertical speed indicator, and probably something else, and then compass and various other things. And look, true and magnetic north. So you could have true north, so it would take off the magnetic deviation or magnetic deviation. So you can have your direction indicator, which would probably be about here. You can have it in true or magnetic reading. Yeah. Whoa. So yes. Interesting. And there's all the pipes. And Wow. That. You know, there's a Lynx helicopter out there. It probably needs one of these. God.
Just saying. Storms must have.
Flipping aircraft around. This is why you tie them down. You tie aircraft down for this reason, because you don't want any stupid bollocks like that. So let's have a look in this one and see if we can see where those instruments would have come in. They'd be duplicated on both sides. Oops, but there we are, look. There's the pipes, which would have been for air, which would have been the static air pressure and the pitot air pressure. And they would have come up here into these positions on both sides. You know, so that's those pipes. Yeah. For this, to keep the seal for the door. It's just like, yeah, cord material. Yes.
What age are these? Are these like 70s?
I think probably about 70s and 80s. Yeah, yeah. They're still in service today. I see them flying around Salisbury Plain by me. Lynxes, yeah. And I mean, there's, in some respects, they look like the Huey, the Bell Huey. They're kind of like an adaptation of that, the Black Hawks, you know, but with a British slant, made by Westland in West Country of England. So, and I think they've now been taken over by, I could be wrong, but it might be Augusta. Augusta might have taken them over. So they've incorporated them into their stuff, but they still fly them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not really that old, really, in the grand scheme of things, are they?
Not that old, no.
40 odd years old.
I'm not an absolute expert on the dates, but yeah, combat links they used to call them. Yeah. You'd have combat links and you'd have navy links. So. I literally had one of these hovering over me once when we saw a UFO, and it was hovering over me, and it had all its missile pods on it. These helicopters are quite powerful. They're one of the only helicopters. There's a few helicopters in the world. This is one that can fly upside down. They can actually do a corkscrew, fly upside down, and then recover. So, agile helicopter, folks. Agile.
Just left it like that, look.
Yeah.
I don't know where they've gone now.
No, I don't know. I think there's some going up that way, but ooh, bloody plug my camera in a minute if I'm not careful. Oh, so we've got fire training stuff up there for the. They'll just throw a load of petrol in there, set it on fire, and then see whether people can put it out. We've got a little turbojet. With a nice little radar front cone on it. Oh, very nice. They've got a Harrier up there behind it, a Harrier jump jet. This is ZA3 written on the side. I wonder if this has been South Africa. ZAII. Triple I. Wow. So here's your de-icing boots. Is that a de-icing boot or is it something else? No, it's not. No, it's just black paint. Might be from fire, actually. Yeah, but it doesn't look like... No, it's just painted. I thought it was a de-icing boot. So it's not, unless it's just, you know, collapsed and gone. Nice flaps, and very small ailerons on the end, quite small. 100 years of naval aviation. ZA3. Look, I don't know if ZA is South African. There's the stairs. Look, cool. Oh, look at this. Yeah, man. Whoa, it's actual operator positions. So this would be used as a comms and God knows what else. They would have been up to stuff. Maybe it says HF control. So they would have been chatting on HF frequencies, which would have been long distance HF. So when you're a long way from home, you'd have to resort to using lower frequencies, which go further. Because VHF and UHF is only line of sight and won't go over the horizon. HF will. So, yeah, bloody hell. Wonder what they were doing in here then. Anybody want to tell us in the comments? Oh, Doppler. So, distance measuring equipment, DME. Fault simulation. ADF, VOR, compass, Doppler, DME. So from back here, I think they can, if it was used for training, somebody was on this side, they could switch off certain things that would be working over there. Simulate faults. Yeah. So it's probably been used as a training aircraft at some point.
I remember these actually flying around down here
Wow.
in Cornwall.
Yeah. Wow. God. This is nice. This is nice. I like it. Oh, look at this. We got our throttles jammed to death. Trimmers, aircraft trim's gone. So, what else we got? Yeah. So I think that might be sort of, maybe it might be fire stuff. I don't know. Air conditioning, defogging, foot warming, cockpit control. Oh, that moves. Right, this is yeah, windscreen wipers, wiper left, wiper right. Oh, that's your control to get the wheels up and down. It's your undercarriage up, down. And this is your trimmers, probably for the trimmer for the rudders. So you just put in the correct amount of trim for the rudders, so you don't have to keep pushing and pushing with your feet. Yeah, nice. All the avionics gone from up here. But yeah, so we'll look in. There we are. Look, these are the same pipes. Look, it says static and pitot. So pitot tube is the one that's out the front pushing out, and static is one that's on the side of the aircraft. So you can see it comes out to these pipes, and those pipes join into the back of your airspeed indicator and your altimeter. Altimeter being height, airspeed indicator being your speed, and VSI as well, vertical speed, telling you how many hundreds or thousands of feet a second up or down you're going. VSI. Nose wheel steering. When you're on the ground, you can steer the aircraft by the, by this control here. A lot of aircraft you do it by the rudders. You just push left and right on there. But separate nose wheel steering there. Outer combing, right outer combing, LTS bright difference. Don't know. What's that? Fire test. Horn cancel. So if you get a warning sound in your like beep, you can stop it there. Just doing your nut, and all your fuses are directly in front of you, so you can see if the fuses have gone. Like a lot of these aircraft, they'd have their fuses would be sort of up here, out of the way, but it's all down here. Interesting. And that's your control column. So those are the runners. So they're the bearings basically to pull and push. Those are the bearings that let it come out and in. There. So those are the runners on the side, pulling it out. Nice. Yeah. God knows what the rest of it does. In the end, light wins, it says there. Oh, God. And what's all this then up here? Telex, Triple X Safety Glass Limited, England. And it's got little things on it. Little sort of, don't know what they are. Don't know what those do. Whether it was heated glass or something. Some sort of heated glass system, I don't know. There's a lot of them here, look, there's 4 of them there.
Somebody shot it with an air pistol, that middle one.
Yeah. Safety glass. Probably testing how strong it was.
Yeah.
There we go.
Compact, isn't it?
Compact and bijou.
Yeah.
Oh. There we are. Ooh. It's got a lot of sand in here that's been blown in. It's been blown in outside. Sand down there. Ooh, at least you can stand up. Oh, look, there's a, that's your shitter, look. Look at that. Look where the toilet is, folks. The toilet is just at the back. Wow. Jesus, who'd have thought that? I almost feel like putting it back into action, folks. The toilet, that is, I mean. Yeah. Get it back working. Look, it's your some sort of pressure. Could be hydraulic fluid, that one, because it's a small cap area. Might be refueling on the wings. Might be refueling on the body. Asbestos gloves. Dear, dear.
Asbestos is only dangerous if it's dry.
It's
Dust.
Gas. Yeah, this is to take the back cone off. Yeah. Nice big rudder on it. Big rudder, big elevator, so you'll be able to have a sort of command authority on the stick when you're flying lower. If you've got bigger rudders. Yeah.
Date.
Yeah.
1909. It's got 2009, so it's not really.
1909 to 2009, yeah. Well, they might have been using it as a trainer on the ground till 2009. It may not have been flying, possibly, but they just kept painting it. Yeah, Charlie Uniform 65 and Zulu Alpha 3, or Zulu Alpha India. Nice. Yeah, because that painting up there, Fly Navy, is quite new. And I mean, look at the paintwork on here, is shit.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Dark and blue and clear.
Yeah. That little metal thing sticking out there is the antenna for the radio. Yeah, it's called a V, an inverted V, and it goes out that side and that side, so it's like a V. See it like that? That's the actual VHF radio. There, let's transmit. Fairly interesting, but stupid. That is your little white light. Little white light on the back of the aircraft to let pilots know where you are. So you have a white one, I think it goes 120 degrees, the white one on the back, and then you get the port and starboard, red port, starboard green, and landing light at the front, and strobes on the side as well, strobes on the left and right. So, we've got a Sea King now. Well, we had a Sea King earlier on, didn't we? Back over there, but it was on its side, so at least we'll be able to get in and have a look at this one. Climb up the handholds. Right, well, I've got to put my battery power pack on now to continue filming, so just stop for a second. There's Simon up there, look. He's enjoying himself. Good close-up view of some rudder pedals here, folks. Look, rudder pedals. So Mark Kernow has discovered these aircraft come equipped with onboard galleys, apparently, and Kenko coffee machines. And he's going to make us a cup of coffee now on the onboard, in-flight food crap, whatever, automatic food crap thing majig. Oh, bloody hell! Oxaw. It's bloody full of sand, folks. Bloody full of sand. This is the collective, look. It's what makes the pitch change, gets you going up and down, and so we rev it up. Get the blades turning, pull up, start spinning to the left, push the right rudder. It just looks like a big bloody lever, doesn't it? It's just bloody, you know. Oh wow, we got some proper controls up here, look. Wow. Blade fold. Of course, they can pull the pins out of the blades in these. They can pull the pins out and fold them all backwards, so the aircraft can stow on the deck of Navy ships. So want them all, so like all the blades out continuously. So, yeah. But what's this? Increase, decrease. So that's the engine control. So it's like, I think it's like FADEC, automatic engine control. So like decrease, so automatic and manual. So you can have manual control for control, or automatic control. And if it's in automatic, it'll basically be engine managing for you. So I think they call it FADEC. Basically means then you can set it up, set the engine speed up, set the amount of collective you want, and you can take your hand off the collective, which in a lot of helicopters you wouldn't really want to do, because you need to be monitoring that engine speed quite closely. But in the stuff that Bristows fly when they take people out to the oil rigs, like we saw in one of our videos, the oil rig videos, those things are basically, you set them up and they just rev themselves up, and you practically take your hand off the controls and it'll almost fly itself, I think. So wow, look at this.
Doesn't take too long.
Yay! I bought one of these bloody things off the internet, and I screwed the bottle on, and it wouldn't turn on. So I said to the guys that were selling them, and it was one of these. It was called something like an Old Boy, or it was like a cheap brand name.
Yeah,
but
this is a cheap one.
Yeah.
The other ones are Jetboil.
Jetboil's the expensive one.
Yeah.
With the temperature meter on the side of it.
That's right, yeah.
And so I said, there's something wrong with this. I said, I've got 3 gas bottles and none of them will go. Yeah. I said, but if I put the gas bottles on other equipment I've got, the gas bottles are fine. And I said, so there's something wrong with the unit? No, there's not, they said. No, there's not. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. So I said, well, look, I need to send it back. Send me another one. So they sent me another one, did exactly the same thing. I said, are you checking these before you send them out? And they said, yeah, it works fine. And I said, no, it does not work fine. And they went, no, I'm sending it back. Send it back. 1 month later, product recall on all of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So who was right?
Yourself.
Captain Wankstain. Me. Yeah.
Yeah, this has proven itself many times out on Explorers. It's just nice to have some hot coffee or something, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
And you put an MRE in that as well and boil it up.
Well, the thing is, the jet boils cost 100 quid.
I know, this was 50 quid.
The Chinese ones were like 28 quid or something like that, yeah. And the Chinese ones were faster boiling than the bloody jet boil, which is 100 quid.
Speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I want to do. Bring one along like that and just
it saves a day, really, especially when you've been out for a few hours.
Yeah, unless you lose your water bottle out your pocket like I did.
Well, yeah.
But the idea behind this is that you can do it in quite high winds. You know,
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it'll
there's
operate.
an element in there. It heats it up real quick compared to like a standard, just a stove. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's like a heat exchanger element, isn't it? It takes all the gas and takes most of the heat out of it and transfers it into the metal at the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they.
I don't know why you don't get yourself one of these ones, because it's just, you know, it
Well,
makes it a bit more civilised, doesn't it? You know?
Exactly. Right. Oh God. Go exploring within, yeah. Exploring within. Be back in a minute, folks. Hey. All right, we're in the Sea King, and we've had our cups of coffee.
What I usually say is the police can foxtrot Oscar.
Yeah, they can. They can Sierra Tango Foxtrot uniform.
Yep.
So, right. This is the hoist system for the rescuers. So you know, they obviously hooking into this, but it seems like they've got it so you can see what's going on in case there's any like failure in the system. Rescue hoist. But look, that's the thing. Look. Down, up. Look at that. So let it go down, and obviously the speed, and up. You know, and it'd be hanging out the door here. So the hoist. Ooh, what's this? Hoist on, off. So if you put the hoist on, that's where the it sort of probably starts pumping the hydraulics there. Look, you know, and then the hoist would be out here somewhere. So he'd be sort of like here. And imagine just behind this door. Whoa. Just by here. Let's have a look. Hoist. It's probably either there or oh, that's a flashing strobe light. Look. There we go. So there we go. No step. No step. No step. There we are, folks. You saw it here first. Oh, right. Protect the aircraft. Protect the president. Protect the president. So yeah, I don't quite know where where it would be stuck on, but it would be stuck on somewhere up there. Anyway, right. Wow. Yep. Yeah, all good. So
last time I came here, I didn't look at this Harrier.
yeah.
This is the first time looking at this from it.
Oops. Pointed up in the air. Sorry, folks. Tilt locked.
I've just done it all in slow motion. Just gonna add music to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the audio is going to be a bit screwy.
Fuck my mic up.
Yeah. So, yeah. What type of aircraft is that?
Oh, the plane.
Jet.
Yeah.
Fixed. Another one gone over there, look. Sucker.
So they got loads of Harriers, yeah? Not Harriers, Sea Kings.
2 Harriers here. There's one on your left.
Yeah. That's right. There's 2 Harriers up there. One there, one there.
Sure, there's loads of them.
Could be wrong.
I have seen one of these, but I can't remember what they're called. Yeah. Look, Flight Lieutenant MS Dean. MS Dean. He sat in there, look, with the old glass. Yeah. You could have a wee look, you know, you'd only be filling up the basin of it, look. Let's have a quick pee in there. You know, nobody'd notice. Oh, sorry folks, I thought you were looking then. Like that. You could have a wee, and then when you go inverted, it'll just like wash the windscreen. Then you just slosh around, go back up the right way, it'll drop back down to the bottom. So self-washing mechanism. Look at that. A view right through there, whoosh, into the engines, intakes. Wow. And I don't know what that is. Is that designed to open and close? Look, there's 2 there, look. Oh. Upper flight lower and test. Antenna test. Transmitters. What's that then? What that is? That's just all the hydraulics just to get the leg in, look. Just to get the leg tucked up in there. Bloody hell. God. The engine's back here. Wow. Wow, that was big. That is bloody big. There we are then. Ground earth wire here. Hydraulics for the elevators and flaps. Wish I could remember what one of these was called. Oh well, never mind. So go away. I've seen that before. What time now? 17:28. Yeah, I thought the wind would start dying down when it started becoming evening, because once it starts to get across the horizon, it calms the wind down. But that wind socks up quite a bit. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. Hear yourself think now. I'll go and have a look at a rear, even a Harrier. Yeah. I was going to say, do people feel obliged to like laugh at my jokes because they watch my channel? It's like they're not very good jokes, really, folks.
I believe one of these aircraft has got an engine. I thought that was that one over there.
Look, the pitot tube on this one is on the tail. That's the speed pressure tube. The pitot tube. Normally that's the front of the aircraft. Now for some reason, perhaps because of turbulent air or something, perhaps because, I bet you it's because on an aircraft like this, you're sucking in so much air into these engines, ridiculous amount of air is being sucked into the engines, that you're sucking the air past where the pitot would be, which is like this arm, like that. You'd be sucking the air past this pitot, so it would make it look like on your speed indicator, it would make it look like you're doing a high speed. So instead of sucking the air in from the front, they're taking it from the tail, and the thrust is all thrust down and away from the aircraft. So up there is probably the only place that would be giving you an accurate reading, and that's the pitot tube there, and that's probably the reason why, I'm imagining. And I haven't read any books on it, but I can tell that's why that's there. But yeah, and this is the thrust door. So you open that up, and you get I think you get the thrust at the back or something. You can vector the thrust then, and then you have these two very large tubes here that come back, and they point down, so they can actually angle. So when you're flying in forward flight, they come back up here, they come back into this position, and then the thrust comes out. But when you're near the ground, they shrumph, they come down and point down at the ground, and you can angle and vector them to help balance you. So yeah, and then that as well, I think, might be a speed brake, might be just like a comes out to slow you down. So we're capable of doing some pretty advanced maneuvers in these things. You know, look, these little stubby things to keep you up straight, because look, it's got two center wheels. Of course, so without these on the end, the thing would want to fall over. So you've got little stubbies on the end, a bit like the U-2 aircraft, you know, which was a glider. It had these little stubby things that popped out. That these are a bit more solid, you know, they can handle quite sort of severe stuff, but the ones on the U-2 were just little stubbies that just boom, pop out just to sort of stop the wing tipping down onto the runway. Yeah. Wow.
This is the Royal Air Force. This is the Harrier.
It's nicer being an adult and knowing a bit more about this stuff. When I was a kid, I saw these at air shows and things like that, but actually being here now as an adult, it's a bit more interesting. Like German, Kinky Riot. Yeah. Wind's back up again. These are to create turbulence. So they're to create turbulence across the wing, because otherwise the flow of the air was probably causing some sort of flapping effect or something. So they break up the smooth airflow into a sort of slightly more broken airflow back here. So instead of being one whoop 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 whoop, it's like lots and lots of fingers of discoordinated air instead of one whoop, which would be going whoop 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 whoop, probably fluttering your controls back there, so they break them up. I can't remember what they called. I think they called spoilers. They called not spoilers or something. I can't remember what they called, but aircraft that have problems with that sort of stuff, they do that. Now, is this where the big jets went? Is this where the big jet turner went? It was actually here. I've got to remember now. It's like, it's either here or there. That could be where the main jets go out the back, and this could be the turner. But I reckon you probably want to have that near the centre of gravity of the aircraft. So yeah, there we go. Wow, look at that. Badass. Most of that's just like engine, whoosh engine, and like, yeah. Wow. Avionics. MOD property. Keep out ejection seat. Quite hard to get in there, to be honest, folks. Have a look. Oh, that one's got the canopy off. I was going to say, it'd be nice to look in through the canopy and be able to see down to the seats. And you could do that with this one. Oh shit, am I on follow mode? Oh, right. Okay, so you might have had the horizon, might have been on the piss then. I apologise for that. I had it in the wrong mode. Right. There we go. You can see in this one, you can see in the cockpit. Oh wow, shit. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Wow. It's like most of the aircraft size is just made up of that engine. Oh look, there's the thrust vectoring. There's the thrust vectoring, so it is at the front. and that's just the main thrust is out the back. So main thrust, and that vectors as well. There's two vectors, so that they both vector down or up. So you're balancing between. It's like imagining you've got two forces of thrust like that, and if you balance them, you could stay upright. If you get a bit more on this one, it'll tilt you forward. Get a bit more on the front one, tilt you back. But I think the power is probably about the same, and it depends which angle you got them on. So if they're like that, it'll be static. You have one like that, you'll go backwards. If you have one like that, you go forwards. So it's probably like that, really. There we are. Look, these things are designed to go up and down, twist very quickly, vector the thrust. Yeah, folks, what the flip, folks? That is monstrous. That is a pitot. Look, it's a front pitot, and they've probably got a back pitot. No, that one doesn't have a back pitot. This one has a front pitot. That one has a back pitot. It's interesting. Wow. There's a glass screen in that. Explosive canopy detonator beneath. Jesus, if that went off, if that was armed and if that went off now, it'd probably blow me away. What I'm interested by is, can you see that big thing there? Look, brightness. Oh shit. No. Is that glass? Don't know. Glass. It's plexiglass, but some sort of special type of plexiglass. Love. Oh. What do you reckon then? We done it all? I think it's no?
How long did you do?
Yeah. Yes, we've done it all. How
long did you do?
How long did I do? Probably about an hour and a half. More than enough. I think, you know, after we showed Mark, that people are like, right, we've seen him now, right, we're turning off, we're not interested in the rest of the explore. So, and Simon as well, they were like, right, just came for that. Oh, and Kerno as well, sorry. They don't want to see me anymore. They're bored of me. Bored of my my rude double entendre jokes, if I had a guts full of it. Yeah. Yeah. There we are, from Cornwall, folks.
I want to do a scissor kick one time.
Yeah. What do you reckon's inside that Harris then? Water?
No idea.
Must be water to stop people falling in. We'd stop animals falling in.
There's no building. There is quite a lot of that. Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Your place, was it?
Well, might have been. Yeah. Well, there we go then, folks. Let's see what's happening back at the cars, and we'll get ourselves onto the next location because we've got quite a bit going on tonight. So we'll see you in a bit. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
That's the camera up there on that pole.
It's got lights on the top corners so that people don't go near it. MOD range, so firing range. Small arms, not long arms, probably, because it's not long enough for that.
So it's firing range.
They might still use it. Could still use it. Yeah. Yeah.
Walk down the side, look.
Could be a hole somewhere. Not too old. Padlock.
Or it's just lift the gate.
Hmm. Yeah. Deflection thing. Deflection stuff going on. Oh well, mystery solved. Hmm. Yeah. It's a firing range, yeah. Probably for small arms, pistols and stuff, because it's not very far, is it?
Yeah, I think they sit in that building, don't they? No, that's building there.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think they use those anymore. Sodden inside. Right, there we are then. Mystery solved.